Hello everyone, how's it going? It's me, WoWcrendor, and welcome back to another video of me talking about stuff that, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter. But hey, that's why I'm here. So anyway, Kotaku posted this article about a week ago. I'm very late on the news. Somebody in my stream was like, Crendor, what do you think of the Warcraft mobile game? And I was like, what? So I went and looked it up. And there's a Kotaku article, and it just talks about some Blizzard stuff. So let me read it for you if you haven't heard of it. Kotaku posted an article yesterday talking about Diablo Blizzard's mobile plans and quoted supposedly anonymous Blizzard employees mentioning the possibility of a Warcraft version of Pokemon Go. Here's some highlights in the article, or highlights that the article mentions. Most of these highlights are unconfirmed by Blizzard. Warcraft Go? Some Blizzard developers are genuinely excited to make mobile games. Everybody's got a phone, right? A lot of Blizzard devs play Pokemon Go. Do they though? Like, I can see people playing Pokemon Go like, 2016. Maybe even 2017, but 2018 up until the new Pokemon game for the Switch came out. I don't know how many people were playing Pokemon Go. So I find that hard to believe. But after the Pokemon game, I can see them playing Pokemon Go. But this is like, I don't even think this article happened before the thing. So I mean, whatever. A natural extension of this was for the new incubation team to develop a Warcraft version of Pokemon Go, which is supposedly in development for smartphones now. People who have played the Warcraft mobile game say it's also got a lot more to it than Pokemon Go, including single-player mechanics. Okay, so what is it? Is what I'd like to know. Is it like Pet Battle Go? It's the only thing I can think of, right? Like you go around and you catch pets in a pet battle thing, and maybe the fact that it includes single-player mechanics is like a battle system or something. I just realized that it looks, this hand, there's like the hand of what's his name, Dark Moon Fair guy, like extended out. It kind of just looks like it could be my hand, like, hey. Okay, sorry. Anyway, is that the single player mechanic? So maybe you go around, you find a pet, you want to battle, and then you're like boop, and then you fight the pet in the wild, kind of like how you do in World of Warcraft. I guess. Do I get to keep the pets that I find in Pet Battle Go, or is it strictly gonna be in Pet Battle Go? I'm assuming it's Pet Battle Go. I don't know anything else it could actually be that's similar to Pokemon Go tied into World of Warcraft. It would have to be their already implemented Pokemon system, right? Here's the thing. I feel like I'd rather play Pet Battle Go than Diablo Immortal. I feel like it's a lot less monetizable in general, and I think that's one of the reasons. Plus, I would just want to go around walking again, and if I could like catch pets and transfer them over to like my actual World of Warcraft pet stuff, like cool, I guess. Like the pet system to me is like just a side thing. So the fact that the mobile game would be a side thing of an already side thing in the game doesn't bother me that much. If they started going like all out Warlords of Draenor, your garrison from your phone, which actually would have been pretty great if you could do more garrison stuff from your phone. But it still is mobile game Draenor. It's bad. The big thing, like I've mentioned in previous videos, is you don't want the mobile game to be the staple game of a franchise, right? Like a mobile game is supposed to be a nice side thing, right? If Diablo 4 would have been like, hey, we're announced, then everyone would have been like, okay, cool, they're working on a real game, Immortals there just tied you over like, hey, I have a mobile game. Probably, sell it to a bunch of kids that don't even know what Diablo is, or some old people that are just on their couch being like, what's Diablo? So there you go. Same thing goes with this for Warcraft Go. As long as it doesn't push itself onto you to play it Like, hey, you can't play WoW unless you go download Warcraft GO. Like, that's bad. You have to have it be its own separate thing, and not infringe on the actual game itself. That's how I feel, at least. I compared it to Animal Crossing in my last video. I talked about all this, how Animal Crossing mobile's a thing. I'm not a big fan of it. It was okay for like a week, and then I was like, all right, where's my real Animal Crossing? You know what I mean? And that's how I feel with pretty much all these. Like, as long as it's a side thing, I'm fine with it. All right. Well, that's a thing. It'll probably happen at some point. Everybody's got a phone, right? All right, on to Diablo. Diablo 3 had a second expansion that was canceled. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of believable. I would believe that. That kind of sucks, though, you know? I still like Diablo. Blizzard says cancellations show commitment to quality. They've only released about 50% of the projects they've worked on in the past 3 decades. I don't believe that. I believe that they didn't see it as profitable, and then they canceled it. They're like, gee, Diablo, the second expansion, probably isn't going to make a lot of money. We don't know how to monetize it. We're just, you know, aside from just selling the actual game, they're probably like, that won't sell enough, cancel it. Maybe if they had like what they have now, like the Switch, a lot of console versions and all that, then maybe I think they would have did that expansion, because they probably would have sold more. But as of when it would have came out, I think they're probably like, yeah, it's not going to make enough money, just cancel it. Not like, we're committed to quality. Okay. Project Hades was reportedly a Diablo game in development that would be more like Dark Souls, an over-the-shoulder dungeon crawler that was also canceled. Huh, that would actually be kind of cool, like a Blizzard Dark Souls. It would be the Blizzard of Dark Souls. So it was Project Hades, but it was a Diablo game. It was like a Diablo Dark Souls. I think that would have been pretty cool still. I probably would have played that. Project Fenris is the current incarnation of Diablo 4, and the team is optimistic about it. Their art direction is to embrace darkness. Sounds like Sylvanas' thing, embrace the darkness. Project Fenris is still in early development, will likely not launch until 2020 or later, I figured. They still claim that there was talks to announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon, but it wasn't far enough along in time, yet one dev disputes this. That one dev's probably a loser. So... I still am so behind the idea, the concept, whatever you want to call it, that they should have just did what I have like behind me right now. Like all they could have had was like this big ass Diablo with like Diablo 4, and it would have just flashed and then been like coming. It could have been like coming soon TM. How good would that have been? It would have memed itself. It would have announced a new Diablo game. And everyone would have been like, it's old Blizzard, here you go. But instead, they're just like, no, we're not ready yet. Like, I think it's just bad marketing. Honestly, they should just fire their marketing team. Because that's so bad. Like, whoever's in charge of all that, that's like they literally just dropped their stock. Like, they tanked their stock that day. If they would have did that, that stock would have probably been fine. Or not fallen as much, or maybe even went up. You don't know. It would have dulled the blow of the Diablo Immortal thing, is all I'm saying. And I think it's just dumb. I mean, you can see how well it worked for Elder Scrolls. Like, look at what they did with Elder Scrolls. Like, Elder Scrolls, 10 seconds of Elder Scrolls, no actual gameplay footage. It's just the title screen. Everyone was like, bah! That's all they had to do. I don't know. Blizzard's careful to announce games before they are ready now because of what happened to Project Titan. I mean, like, who cares? Like, what happened with Project Titan? Like, everybody found out about it. Well, then some people were like, well, what is it? Like, that's all that happened. You didn't, like, drop their stock or anything. So I think that's dumb, too. Project Fenris is being worked on by a separate team from Diablo Immortal known as Incubation. All right. Diablo Immortal exists because they heard that China really wanted a mobile game. I also believe that. I think that's very believable. I think on top of just the larger market they're trying to sell to, like kids, old people don't really hardcore gamers. I think China probably is a lot more into mobile games than the West, and so I think that's pretty believable. And I think Blizzard's just trying to make money anywhere they can at this point, so I believe that. Hold on, let me roll up here. We got Activision Blizzard now. Hold on, we'll go. Let me. What can I switch to? We'll go to a park to play Warcraft GO. Here we go. Activision and Blizzard. Blizzard employees say one of the biggest ongoing conversations this year has been cutting costs. Blizzard's response for comments was Blizzard has been and continues to be a developer-driven company. All the games we create, ideas, or game develop, passion about. I hate, this is like corporate speak. I hate corporate speak, where it's like, you know when you go to a baseball game or a sports game, anybody here likes sports? And then the guy comes up and he's like, we could have, I got a microphone. I don't know, I'm pretending to do a microphone with the thing. We could have did it without the fans. We love our fans. It's like, yeah, you could have. You could have did it without the fans. You could have played in an empty stadium. Sure, you couldn't, you couldn't live in a mansion, but you probably could have did it without the fans. So instead of just being like, we could have did it without you guys, just a truly remarkable game, blah, 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 blah. Just be like, hey, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. We try our best. That's all you gotta do. Just like be honest about it. Like it's the same thing with this. Like Blizzard has been and continues to be a developer-driven company. All the games we create represent ideas. The game developer is passionate about this. Very passionate about Diablo mobile. This is true for Diablo Immortal as it was for Warcraft, Orcs and Humans, Overwatch, any game we've ever made. We believe the best games are to make are ones that our developers believe in. And make money. Money. That's the other part of it. You can't just pretend like you don't think about money. Or the guy like yelling at you from the corporate ROI world like, why isn't it making money? Well, sir, we just really we believed in what we did. Like, I don't give a shit. Where's my money? Like, come on. Again, it's just corporate speak for like, we just believe or like I can see that Blizzard was a company created by passion, but if you look at something like Diablo Immortal, and I don't see passion in that. I just see, hey, people in China wanted a mobile game, so we're making one for them. I literally just read it. Literally just read that. It wasn't like they sat around like, God, I just really would love Diablo on a mobile device. I'm so passionate about it. We need to make that right now. Okay. The perceptions that Activision is starting to get more and more involved with Blizzard because 2018 has been a weak year for them. All right, I believe that. Meetings this year was the first time many employees heard things like cutting costs or showing growth. Activision wants to boost Blizzard's content output by adding more devs and release more games on a regular schedule. I'm fine with that. Mike Morhaime stepping down was a big blow because he was seen as the anti-CEO and he just wanted to make good games, keep employees happy without worrying about profitability. I can believe that too. He was, like, everybody likes Mike Morhaime, just a nice, chill guy. He was like the gnome, right? He's like the Blizzard actual gnome, like, greetings, friends. And you're like, hey, he's the Blizzard CEO. He's cool. He's a nerd like everybody here. So that was always fun. And now they've given it to the you think you want it, but you don't guy. And that's already, I feel like that's already a bad idea because he's already been memed. You've already essentially promoted a meme to the CEO. Like, I think he's a great guy. Like, he obviously probably just had that one moment where it's like, he's like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. But I don't know. People grow. People learn. Maybe he's cool now. Like, I don't know. I've never met him. Either way, what do I think about all this? I'm sure some of it's made up, but I think it seems pretty believable, to be honest. I can see all this being true. So yeah. Either way, what's your opinions on it? Leave some comments down in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Warcraft GO, Diablo, Blizzard, Activision in general. Activision. I call it Activision. I don't know why. Let's go back to Dark Moon Fair. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I got to make my Hearthstone card review because that comes out like next week. It's like approaching me faster than I thought. The gimmick review. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Okay. See ya.